Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It's just Damien here. Tonight's video, I'm going to talk about stereotyping and what I want to change and the way it portrays me and the way it upsets others like me with a disability, or so to speak. Basically, the stereotypization and the stereotyping that I'm relating to in this video is the stereotypization and the stereotyping that the Jeremy Kyle show portrays people who are unemployed. And I need your help to fight this, and I need your help to get people's opinions changed on the matter, and to help fight and to make a difference for society and for people like me in general. Basically, I'm unemployed, and I have been all my life. I had a paper round from about 13, 14 till about 21, 22, and I've done training courses, and I've done that many courses that I can't remember or count on my fingers and toes that I've done. I've finished a training course, NACRO, in 2019, and after then I signed up onto the draw onto job seekers, and with that I've been on job seekers for years, and they sent me for training courses and sent me a different programs, and they put me on work placements. One work placement, they cancelled. They took me to was with Poundland in Downington. In fact, they took me to a classroom, not into the staff room, and made me read a bit of paper, like health and safety thing, and they didn't tell me what was happening. About half an hour, 40 minutes later, someone came through instead of being called into the job centre. This was when I was at Working Links. Working Links was then part of the work programme. So I was talking to my advisor at the time, Nicola, and she said that Poundland had phoned them and said I've done the placement before, and that they can't do it with me again. And I was really upset and angry by this. I go into Poundland quite often just to buy bottles of pop and sweets and things sometimes, but I tend to now get my sweets from boys, but that's a different story. So it turns out anyway they put too many people onto the programme, and that it happened to me. But as well, I was offered street scene apprenticeship with Downton Borough Council, but they did the practical side, not if I needed the training, and I was thrown off the second day then because I was thrown off the second day then because they took my medical information in, and they said I was in the chat with the back by saying I was unemployed, and I was unsuccessful at the interview. But I have done various training courses and various opportunities to help me get into employment at the moment, but I'm going to go into that in a bit. So I've done that, and a few years ago, I was with Avanta, and they said I had to be on ESA, employment and support allowance. So I wanted to go on the work related activity group because I thought that that'd help you into employment and that kind of thing. But but it was wrong about. It was wrong. I shouldn't have been in the work. I got put in the work-related activity group at first, but then they said I needed to be in the support group. They said you get extra support in the support group, so I thought I'd go into the support. So they said it was too late appealing. So I found an email address and sent him a copy of one of my social care assessment application forms, and contacted him back and said they put me in the support group, but the support group, you don't really get any support really with that. You don't see an advisor in that because you don't have to work and you don't have to do anything in the support group. Everything becomes voluntary, not compulsory. But then once I got in the support group, no, I was just told not to come in anymore. So we think that we were just told, me and my family and my social worker in that belief, that I was told to go into the support group so they couldn't work with me anymore. So I've done various training opportunities and that throughout my time, and I've done counselling skills level 1, level 2. I did really want to do the level 1 just to help with my communication skills, really, because my Asperger's syndrome affects my social interaction and communication skills. However, I'd progressed on to the level 2. After that, I've done other courses in that in the meantime. I've done a couple of days with Virgin Media where they showed me around, but that wasn't really voluntary or anything. But I go to Gateway Club on a Monday and Tuesday night. No, on a Monday and Thursday night, sorry. And the problem with that is the problem with that is going to Gateway Club. Problem there is I'm more high functioning than anyone else that goes there, and it's against policy and against beliefs for members to socialise outside the club, and I want to be getting out and about and socialising with people as well. And I do feel I do need to find some other ways and other different ways of meeting people. However, through my hard work and determination, I got put on the members committee where you help out and that kind of thing. So I am progressing slowly, and I am getting recognition for my hard work and that. But deep down, at the end of the day, I'd much rather be working and to be contributing more to society than I already am at the moment by paying taxes, that sort of stuff. But at the moment, I'm working with my social worker, Kelly Durham, and Downton Association of Disability, and Kelly's the best social worker ever, and she gave me a couple of organisations to message about voluntary work, and I contacted them back last week, and they've contacted me today. No, they contacted them last week, and they contacted me today. No, yesterday, sorry, I believe they contacted me, and just to tell me about a couple of groups and that they're doing. However, I've been for my meeting today with the North East Autism Society, and if I do get voluntary work or work placement, they want it doing through them so that there's relevant procedures put in place so that they'll get a better understanding of my needs and who I am and a better understanding of autism as well. So I've got things in the pipeline, and some things that I'm looking forward to. I'm getting recognition for actions I do on the bus to help other people. And one woman, a couple of women have thanked me, have messaged me on Facebook and said that they were chatting to me on the bus and I've really helped them. And a woman once dropped a packet of books on the bus, and a bag of books on the bus, and she said I was the only one to ask if she needed help, and her children had autism. I don't know if it was a son or a daughter or both, but I can't remember. But she said if her child turned out as polite and as empathetic as me, that'd be a bonus. But the problem is, I do want to work, and I'm single at the moment. And I've never dated, to be honest, and I do want to date. I've never had sex. I've never been intimate with anyone, and I would like to get a bit more intimate with people, and I would like to settle down, basically, in the long run. However, I do look at myself in the mirror and sometimes think to myself, am I single because people are judging me as the typical Jeremy Kyle stereotype? Someone that does drugs, that's unemployed, that doesn't want to work, and someone that's got kids and sleeps about. I do sometimes see when Jeremy Kyle's on at my parents when they're watching it, or if I'm watching YouTube clips, that some of his words are relating to me. How do you get your money? And he says, people say on there, I pay for it. And then Jeremy Kyle says, you don't, I pay for it. And people like me pay for it with my taxes. And that does hurt, to be honest, because I'd rather work, and I'd rather feel like I'm earning my possessions and earning my property at the end of the day. So basically, I would rather work, and I do sometimes think when I've been single and when I'm looking for work, are people portraying me as this typical Jeremy Kyle stereotype on cannabis, drugs, and got loads of kids, that doesn't want to work. I want to work, basically. I don't do drugs. I do drugs. In fact, I do my medication. Trazodone, cetirizine, and Movicol. When I was a child, I was on Ritalin, and I've taken paracetamol and other medication before. And I do take alcohol, which is also a drug, but I don't have a drink or drug problem. I like one pint when I'm out in public and having a meal, or just out in public in a bar. And I know one pint's enough for me. I did go through a phase last year where I had an alcoholic drink a day for about 6 to 7 days. But I was on my holiday, and and only had one a day. So yeah, I don't drink, or if I do, it's very, very rare. And I don't do drugs, and I don't have loads of kids, and I do want to work. So the video in this video is to discuss on how it hurts me and other people like me that are genuine and do want to work, that can't, by programs like the Jeremy Kyle Show, and that is just hurtful and upsetting. And I do want to meet with Jeremy Kyle, or meet with the producers of the show, to try to get opinions changed on on the show, so to speak. I do want to work, honestly. I've got, as I say, I'm starting to work my social worker again, and we're looking in moving me into the mental health team because autism, it's a funny one, really. It's a funny one. Is it learning disability or is it mental health? But to be classed as a learning disability, you have to have an IQ below a certain percent. However, my IQ is above that, and I don't want the extra label really added that I'm mentally retarded, which is the correct phrase or whatever. So I don't really want another label added to myself. So Kelly referred me to Learning Disability Team. Learning Disability Team said I'd be more suitable for mental health. So we're just looking at different options around that way, and I'm starting to work at NEAS again. And I've had a couple of weeks, as I say, where I've had a bit of a downfall, but everyone's got them. So I'm just at how I bounce back now is something that I'd really want to do and really want to look forward to. As I say, I'm getting recognition because I'm going to like being invited to formal car events, as I say, and I do get the odd opportunity where I can spend a day with a company as well to see how their company works. However, I just need to get. However, I don't see that I'm getting enough recognition from people so that I can start a relationship or get into employment. And it's just taking that recognition a step further so I can start getting out more, meeting with people, and and getting moving forward that way. So I got an email a couple of years ago, can't remember, a couple of years back, and said no job, no aspects. Or is it no job, no prospects? Still living with your mum. You're not the ideal catch of the area. Basically, is she stereotyping me as the typical unemployed Jeremy Kyle stereotype? Again, I've had loads of similar messages like that of people before, so I do want to fight and try to change stereotypization that the Jeremy Kyle show portrays people that are unemployed at the end of the day. I do want to work, and I've had meetings with the Autism Society today, with the North East Autism Society today at 11 o'clock, and his appointment was late, or didn't turn up for the afternoon, so I got an extra half hour with him anyway. I should have had an appointment with him 2 weeks ago, to be honest, for my mother's birthday. On my mother's birthday, then I was going to make my mum and my sister for a drink after that, but a couple of weeks ago I had a gas leak, and he said the gas leak takes more priority. So it wasn't a big gas leak, but I said I had a gas leak. So yeah, I'm still trying to approach companies for voluntary work. I did apply for on Just Do It. On Do It, is it Just Do It or Do It? I applied for their ones for Age UK, and they said you need to go. They emailed me back and said you need to go to the head office in town. So I went to the head office, and they said they've got no voluntary work going, and that they're getting sick of Do It, the people on Do It telling me to go to the telling people to go and telling people to go and ask for an application form and that when they've got no voluntary opportunities at the moment. So I'm looking into there. I do need to get out more, and I do need to get out more, meet someone special at the end of the day. I shouldn't be taking this home with me really, but it's my members committee badge for Gateway, and when as well when I do public events and that as well when I'm doing public speaking and public forums or the webcam stuff, I'm one of the more confident at doing them events as well. Basically, and I am looking at trying to get my life back on track, and it does. And what makes it even harder, and what makes it even worse for me that is seeing myself as the typical Jeremy Kyle stereotype when I'm portraying myself as a typical Jeremy Kyle unemployed stereotype when I'm not like that at all. I'd rather be working, and I'd rather be working, and I don't like people like that. And there's someone I know. I'm not going to say who, but he said to me brother, or I think he said to me brother or father once. I don't know why people working's for mugs. But to be honest, his child, his youngest son, has a heart condition, and a serious heart condition, and he might need a transplant yet. But it's those mugs that are working that are helping to save his child's life at the end of the day. And if it wasn't for people that worked, his child may not be around at the moment. So I do believe, I'm not saying who it is, but I'd rather be working and paying my own way, to be honest. And yeah, if I am working, you'll feel more like I've earned it, and that I have more right to enjoy it, so to speak. So yeah, I do get, as I might have said in other videos and that I'm extremely lucky, and I get opportunities where companies are giving me things for free or giving me discounts at the end of the day. Like, I'm very lucky. One year I went to the Formula One, got into the F1 paddock, Mercedes Benz. I'd racing experience before that at local meet, trips with Virgin Media. One first time I'd ever stayed at Blackpool on my own. They've let me have 2 room upgrades for me and my support worker, and this year when we're going to a Wynyard, I'm getting an executive bridal suite for no extra charge as well. But I'd rather, to be honest, if you had a choice, getting all opportunities or having a girlfriend and a job, I'd much rather have the girlfriend and the job, to be honest, because them opportunities would mean a lot more to me inside having someone to share them with at the end of the day. and I'll share things and opportunities with my parents, support. However, I'd rather be living a normal life and living like a normal 29-year-old, 30-year-old, basically. And I'd rather be sharing my life with someone and sharing my passions with someone, to be honest. I do not want um, to stereotype myself at the end of the day anymore for the Jeremy Kyle show. And I'd urge other unemployed people that have disabilities, um, I urge youth to come forward, and I want to start fighting it, but I want to start fighting the stereotypization, but I can't fight the stereotypization on my own. As one person, I'm hopeless more or less. However, if we all stand united together and start fighting this together, we all have a much stronger chance and a much greater chance at um, fighting it and changing people's lives for the better, not for the worst. And thank you for watching this video, and good night.